Hi, Steve Nison here, and welcome to our key trading and active investing strategy special video. Now, we know from our prior educational sections how candles will really help you get into early trades, potentially before the big moves, and help save money. And let me just remind you of how that works. So, for example, here, okay, we have a classic hammer, very long lower shadow, small real body. The lower shadow should be at least twice the height of the real body. So here we have a hammer confirming a recent low. And this is a Western indicator. I'm not going to go over how to use this, but this is called the MACD. With the MACD, we got a positive crossover about a week later at a much higher level. Okay, over here at the highs, classic doji. Japanese will say the market is tired. So we would know that the doji up here, although it's a new high close, means you should be careful about the market. For those who are bearish because of this doji, okay, you could have sold up here. And again, the early reversal signal compared to the MACD, because we got the bearish signal with the MACD about a week later at a much lower level. Or, as shown here on the slide title, that saving money, at least by not buying here, say you're flat, by at least not buying here, not going long, you could have saved a lot of money because you would have been buying prematurely. Now, these aspects of candles about the reversals here and here is the main use of candles. But you can also trade with momentum, all right? And momentum means going in the direction of the breakout. See, with candles, we're looking for reversals to try to pick tops and bottoms, and that's why we have to be extra careful by adding Western technicals and concepts of trade management to our candle trading. But for those who want to trade breakouts either on the upside or downside, you can certainly do that on a candlestick chart. So let me show you an example of this. So here, for example, again, the last slide we looked at was Google, and we're going to be focusing on Google. Remember, candles and our strategies work in all markets and all time frames. So with this particular market, by the way, what's nice about the candles is they work great with options. And I thought of that because Google is a very popular stock to trade with options. So here, for example, we had a bullhotomy. And once again, this video is not to go over, what the candle patterns look like. That's other educational videos and resources. So a bullhotomy is just a small real body in a large real body, and it's telling us the prior downtrend is losing momentum. And we can see how the market rallied from the bullhotomy. So this would be representative of a reversal candle signal, picking a potential low. But for those who would prefer buying on breakouts, notice that the market gapped higher. All right. So that's what this arrow is over here, rising window. And the market gapped higher. And for those a little bit more aggressive, now remember, a gap or rising window is not confirmed until the close of the session, so it's not really confirmed until here. But for those a little bit more aggressive, you could think about actually buying on the opening or during the session, because this is a very powerful gap. In the West, they call this a breakaway gap, because it gapped above resistance. So you have two reasons for having support here. You have the rising window, okay, which many of you know from my educational resources is one of my favorite candle signals, but you also have a gap away from resistance, so all resistance should be support. So if you bought here, you would have a potential price target at the recent high over here. So you have a target there, so you would be buying on the breakout. That's a momentum trade. And notice how the market got to our target, actually got above it, and then failed. So you could be taking profits there. So that would be, assuming you bought around 430 and you got out around the 448 area, that'd be a quick $18 profit. Not bad. And especially if you did an option trade like a long call, this would have worked out really well, because it would have happened very quickly, so there should have been little time value decay. Now, as the market pulled back, we got to within the window support. Now, once the market, notice how it got under the window over here, but didn't close under the window. So, although it got under the window intra-session, once it got it back above there during the day or even on the close, you could think about buying on the little rally that it had during the day back above the window, the bottom of the window. So that would be a momentum trade because you're buying on strength. And say you bought over here, again, your target could be anywhere from the high over here, okay, to the highs over here. So, once again, okay, so by the way, this is where you would have exited on the, if you bought it over here, and if you bought it down here, okay, on the inability to hold under the low of the window, in other words, once the market rallied, okay, you would have exited probably on the doji or maybe even on this session over here. So I hope you found this helpful. And momentum is one of the advanced topics I'm going to be talking about in my only advanced seminar this year, coming up in early December. And you can see here's a list of just some of the new advanced topics, momentum trading. And obviously, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on momentum trading. Now, this is the only advanced seminar not only am I doing this year, but I have none planned for next year. And although it's an advanced seminar we're calling a Candlesticks Reignited, this is for any trader who is currently using candles or would like to know how to use candles. We're going to be focusing obviously on advanced candles, also advanced Western technicals, including my all-time, as shown here, favorite indicator that I believe you must always use with candlesticks. But the reason we're saying this is good for any candle trader is because for those new to candles, okay, and for everybody, just as a refresher, we're going to send you as a bonus when you invest in this seminar, free DVDs that will get you up to speed very quickly on the basics up to intermediate level on the candles. So you'll watch those before you come to the seminar, and you'll be able to take advantage of all the advanced strategies covering Western technicals, candles, and trade management. So, for example, we're going to go over the order of power of candles. We're going to go over trailing stops. I'm sure many of you give up profits. You take profits too early, so trailing stops is a great way to avoid that. We're going to go over how to use a trading journal. We'll do markets of your choice. And also, by the way, you have a chance to win one of 2 free netbooks. And I know many of you have our advanced DVDs. And with that in mind, we're also going to have brand new topics, such as the first time ever I'm doing a special section on candles with options. And of course, at a live seminar, you have the enhanced learning environment with audience interaction. You can network with other traders to gain new friends and potential trading partners. And you learn from the experience of others, not only from me, but others in a sharing environment. So I look forward to seeing you there. Just click on the link below. May the candles continue lighting your path to greater prosperity.